Oh hey, this thing is on. I didn't realize. There we go. I hear a grill. I suppose that's what that must have sounded like. Yes. Destruction 100 as I try to figure out why the dashboard doesn't think that I'm live yet, so it doesn't let me do the thing. I guess I'm just gonna have to. Oh no, there it goes. You know, by its own admission, by these numbers, like almost 10 minutes after the thing started up properly, it says that now I can actually put the markers on the thing, the timeline, but yes. Right after that, unfortunate technical hiccup. Welcome everyone to the next part of this Unavowed stream. I guess I will take this opportunity to go ahead and stop the music and take a look at what's next. Now, hey, what do you know, the next song is from the first Black Hole game. That's it's pretty apropos to the game that we're playing tonight, so we will continue to play Unavowed. This point-and-click adventure game, which has, you probably know because I kept on mentioning it, is by the same people who did, well, by at least some of the same people. I don't know if it's like a full I don't know, what would you call it? Full collaboration, everyone exactly the same involved, but some of the same people at least that were also making the Black Hole games. But also noticing that the title screen has like all of the characters that are in the thing that we have so far, and that I guess we have to assume that the guy that's kind of in the middle is the character that we're playing as in this particular file, so I guess that's kind of affected the appearance of the screen by like what you've done in the game. I wish it were affected by the fact that I have selected. There we go. For some reason it didn't want to react for a second there, but now let's see. I'm guessing that autosave underscore or hyphen headquarters and save underscore 3 are the same, because let's see. It should be the last save that we did, because you know, previously on this game. Previously on Unavowed we did 2 things. What were the 2 last things we did? Helped some ghosts that were apparently very angry at each other and had killed each other because a demon had told them to, and then we forced the police captain into suicide because he had gotten mind control powers from a merman and had used that to get a bunch of people killed or something, or kidnapped and sent to a different world, something like that. It was kind of unclear, but now that we've taken care of all that, there should be something new on the table. I wonder what that could be. Let's see what her face here has to say.
Good evening. I trust you are rested after last night? Myself, I could not sleep one wink. Being at sea always leaves me rejuvenated. It was like old times.
Being at sea for like 10 minutes in that boat, but old times. I'm pretty sure that we've gotten plenty of indications of what those old times were at this point, but sure, we'll humor that.
Old times. My childhood. At my mother's knee. Learning from the best.
So, Mother Hygienist, I'm pretty sure that we know the answer to that. We can infer that the dad was to Jen, but
She was not formidable, but merely human.
I look down on
I do not
humans.
often dwell on the past, but I dare not forget it. I am the daughter of the pirate queen of Ulster, and her legacy lives through me. Speaking of which, I must continue my training. I will see you at the meeting.
Yeah, okay. Well, what else can we talk about?
We may.
Guess we can't just ring out the typical flavor text. How's Vicky settling in? Where is Vicky? Does she live here now? Or does she have her own place like the other guy, because there weren't any more rooms left?
We have spent the morning conversing. She seems quite eager, anxious to prove herself. I have seen her sort before. Recruits like her are the first to throw themselves into danger, and are the first to get themselves killed. I have grown fond of her. I hope that does not happen.
Well, given that she's one of the speaking characters in this particular game, this particular part of the timeline, that's a playable one, I don't know if that will happen, but
Harrison's death was not your doing. Do not blame yourself. All her choices were the result of selfishness and greed. They caught up with her. That is all.
okay.
Me? What do you want to know?
What else can we ask at this point? I guess her about her mother.
I did not say pirate. I said pirate queen. She had a whole fleet of ships. She ruled the waters of half of the old Irish kingdoms before she was through. Her portrait hangs in the study. She was a formidable woman, but in the end, merely human. Though it has been centuries since she passed, I still remember her every time I swing this blade on my back.
Just take my word for it.
Thank you.
Right. This is a very plausible story that I'm about to tell you, but what does this guy have to say today?
Hey there, you're awake. Sounds like you had quite the harbor cruise last night. Most people would pay good money for that.
I'll do that ever again. I don't know. Didn't do much sightseeing. I just looked at the had like one block. Is that how big Staten Island is? One block, because that certainly made it look that way. And then we went on the speedboat where we got chased with a big merman. Apparently went in a straight line the whole time too, which makes you wonder.
You mean you didn't glance once at the Statue of Liberty? I guess you're a real New Yorker after all. But seriously, the brass ones on that guy, showing up in the middle of the harbor like he did. Supernatural creatures used to be more skittish. They worked in the shadows. They're getting braver, bolder, flexing their muscles in front of mundanes. And if that goes unchecked, well, we know where that leads, don't we?
I don't know, do we? I guess if all they're doing is hostile shit, but what if they don't even... I don't know, what if we wanted something that wasn't demon influenced, demon compelled? Where does it lead?
People rising up, people falling down. Sorry, I'm not making a whole lot of sense, am I? Many centuries ago, there was a fire mage. His name was Alden. He got bold too. He killed people with his power. Whole villages, armies. Nobody could stop him. He was my great-grandfather. So yeah, I know where this leads, and it's never anywhere nice. Anyway, see you at the meeting.
So what you're saying is that magic is hereditary.
Fire away.
Well, let's ask about Vicky first. Still don't know exactly where she is, but...
Surprisingly well. Better than I did back in the day. Of course, I was setting fire to everything I touched, so there was that.
Oh yeah, she's like... I guess other than ourselves, she's the only one here who isn't like... doesn't have some kind of magical property, does she? Other than being able to see spooks.
Yeah, I guess I can't casually mention an evil fire mage and not expect a follow-up question. Like I said, he's my great-grandfather. Or was. He's dead now.
Gee, I wonder what happened to him.
He was brought down. It was inevitable, really. Alden got too bold and too powerful. Someone had to do something about it. So the families of his victims got together. They made a deal with the Fae of the Unseelie Court. How they did it, I don't know. But they turned themselves into hunters.
What kind of hunters?
It's obvious by the name they gave themselves. They became the Hunters of Alden, infused with unimaginable power. They were dedicated to one purpose, and one purpose only. Stopping and killing Alden by any means necessary.
Oh man. Hey, Sunshine. Dang it, I would rather you put your URL to the announcement. Well, the embed that shows up in the announcement should have the URL to, whatchamacallit. Should, have a link with the URL, but I guess I can also put the URL itself in the announcement message. I think that would result in 2 embeds, but I guess I can figure out what that does. Whether or not Miss You Twitch is auto-tuned to the freaking Knights channel. But like, whenever the embed that I have, that would be kind of weird if that was the case, that those things got mixed up, but like I said, I can try putting the URL directly in the message, see what that does, but I guess that'll have to be next time. Oh yeah, we were listening to a story here, weren't we?
Alden needed to die. He was insane, no question. And after a long, bloody battle, they did it. Alden was dead. But the hunters weren't done. Not by a long shot. They decided all fire mages had to die, and they've been doing it ever since.
Oh boy. But you're a fire mage. I guess that's why you also need to... I don't know. I'm guessing that they have some kind of... arrangement like this if they're still around. It's like, no, we don't exist, they said to the regular people. Stream notifier, started streaming, then it died for a bit, yeah, because I was having like some technical difficulties at the beginning, but apparently it's now working pretty well now, so... Well, I mean, this middle question would be kind of nonsensical, but... Can they be stopped? Can they be reasoned with? I wonder. I guess if you're not a fire mage, that would help.
No. When my power manifested,
they
were drawn to me like a homing beacon. They wanted to kill me. Mandana and Kalash found me just in time. They helped me fake my death, threw the hunters off my trail. And I've been here ever since. So yeah, monsters working out in the open never leads to anything good. People will fight back, one way or another. And innocents have to pay the price, every time. Anyway, see you at the next meeting, I guess.
Guess he doesn't want to talk anymore, or at least not about that. Can he talk about anything else? But also, yeah, that's the trouble he was talking about why he had to fake his death and leave his family. There you go, see, it links back, even if it's not like an explicit, hey, remember this thing that we talked about, like, before? I like that. It gives the audience some agency to put two and two together. But
Harrison was a nasty piece of work, but honestly, if I was faced with the same fate, I might have done the same thing. I don't judge you for making that call. You tried to avoid bloodshed. It backfired. It happens.
I mean, the other option was to just kill the guy that had been manipulated in the first place and let the other one just get away with it that had actually done. You know, given in and done the shady shit, but...
Right. See you around.
I'd say that's probably the most sensible approach, at least from a strictly utilitarian viewpoint. Yeah, here's the both of them. Are they gonna do, like, background text chat? I guess not this time. Let's see, how does this guy do?
Sounds like you guys went on a real pirate adventure last night. Saw a sea monster and everything. KK's jealous she didn't get to go.
But you're not. There are more monsters out there, but you're not a rookie anymore. Yeah, we got a new recruit that's somehow even greener than you, I guess. And she doesn't even have a cool ghost partner, so...
I got to stay here by a nice warm fire. You wandered around in the rain for several hours. Who's jealous of who? Anyway, I'm ready when you are. Give a shout when the meeting starts.
Right.
I can do that.
I guess we can also get his flavor text. Boy, it's gonna take a bit of a while at the beginning of like every chapter or whatever you want to call it. We did find a ghost during the last mission, I guess. Gonna send you to follow up on that or something. Clean up that mess.
Yep, Eli told me all about it. KK and I will take care of it. With everything you found out, we should be able to handle it solo. So, thanks.
So what was that? I guess that ghost was supposed to be one of the people that got killed by the got like drafted into the Sea People War and then got sent back dead. If I had to imagine. Can I ask you about KK? We already saw these. Can we ask anything new?
She says it's okay, so go ahead.
She with you all the time. Well, if, you know what, we remember the Blackwell games in indication, I'm guessing the answer would be yes, she's like tethered to, like the spirit guides are tethered to the bestowers. He actually can't leave.
Yep, pretty much all the time. She can't travel very far from me. Maybe a few hundred feet, half a block at most. So I couldn't shake her even if I wanted to. Not that I would. She's good company.
So it's not awkward having her around all the time. Well,
like I said, KK's good company. See? She just made a farting noise with her mouth. More fun than Sammy's on a Saturday night, let me tell you.
What about when you have company over? Well, to use the telephone trick from the first Black Hole game.
Jesus, you say that like it was a good thing. I had no idea who or what I was going home with most nights. I'll tell you this though, since I got sober, company hasn't been much of an issue for me. I just haven't wanted to. I couldn't tell you why that is. any more than I could tell you why I hooked up so many times when I was drinking. So having KK around hasn't cramped my style. At least, not in that way.
Well,
You got it.
what about the last mission? Did he say anything about that yet?
Shame about how Harrison ended up. I suppose in her way, she took some responsibility for what she did. But in the end, it was her choice. We don't need to take responsibility for it.
Alright then.
Talk later. Now, where were we?
I guess all of the thoughts on the last mission prompts are gonna be like recaps of the choices you made at the end, or what have you. Because that seems to be the case that, or the way that these are kind of formatted. You get a bunch of information, and then at the end you have to make some kind of choice to how to deal with stuff.
So this place is real. It's all real. You know, when I got up this morning, I thought I dreamt it all. But everything's changed. People are remembering that people died. I heard Vinny crying all night. He doesn't understand. How could he? I want to tell him, but that would be a really bad idea. Anyway, I'm ready to get to work.
Get to work with us, I guess. Sadly, okay, I guess. We need to find out how this is going by.
I'm fine. Just show me the monsters and I'll take them out.
Yeah, it'll be that simple. What's Donnie doing?
Donnie? He's super pissed. He's not sure what happened, but he knows he was tricked. He's doing his best to make it right. Not that it really can be made right.
And what did happen on Staten Island since we left?
The station's a madhouse. All the victims' families are flooding the place, demanding answers. The cops don't know what to say. You'd think I'd feel a bit of, I don't know, vindication or whatever. But I just want to move on.
And what about the any thoughts, even though I get the feeling that at this point that it's going to be restating what she said.
I can't change what happened to all those people, but if I can stop it from happening to anyone else, I'm ready and raring to go.
Okay, I guess she's not going to make any specific comment about the choices we made, though.
Right. Catch you later.
That's a first. I guess we're going to start the meeting now.
I have been reading the reports of your last mission. It has been a long time since I have seen one of the merfolk. To hear they are so changed distresses me greatly.
You knew the merfolk. Well, I guess we might as well go for the bartender choice. I guess whenever this one pops out, I always feel compelled to go for that, just because I guess we wouldn't have it in a different situation.
I thank you for that. The past and the present are sometimes difficult to reconcile. The merfolk once lived in harmony with humanity. This is several thousand years ago, of course, but they were peaceful, playful, loyal to their allies. All they asked in return was to live in peace. Now I hear they are fighting for their lives, fighting wars, building armies. I suppose our world is not the only one which has evolved. Regardless, one must not live in the past. If you are ready, we will start the meeting.
I mean, fighting for their lives against what? Because that wasn't made very clear. Like, was that supposed to imply that they're like splintering off and they're fighting against their own people? I guess that would be some biting social commentary or something. I don't even know. Let's just call it a meeting.
I agree.
I am glad to see you made it, Detective Santina.
You don't need to call me that. I'm no detective. Not anymore.
My daughter speaks the truth. For a full year, you were on a mission to ferret out the truth at great risk to yourself. Is this correct?
Yeah. Who else was gonna do it?
Then it is settled. You are a detective, one who detects. Speak no more of it.
Right, I guess we literally have the psychic detective on board now. Weren't, that term wasn't applicable before. Talk about the merman again, even though I don't know. I guess I would like some more clarification of that. But yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Yes, I was just getting to that. The Jinn were great friends of the merfolk once. I remember them quite fondly. I am grateful you let the General live, but not at the expense of Joy Harrison's life.
She took her own life, Father.
Sometimes a nasty perp does you a favor and ices themselves. Saves paperwork and manpower, not to mention lives. What? Pulling that trigger made things better for everyone. I ain't gonna pretend otherwise.
That was harsh, but truly spoken.
Darn right.
You all did good work last night, considering the circumstances. But my question still stands. Why? Why is the demon doing this? What does it have to gain?
We, still don't know.
Have we exhausted every lead? Spoken to every witness? Is there anybody left?
I could take another crack at the ghost in the Village Eye basement.
Ghost?
We found a ghost by a dead body in a basement.
For real? Did you do any forensics?
On the ghost?
On the body. Jesus Christ, you people really do need me.
Can you is that like your character power, I guess? Maybe miss a clue in the Village Eye. Well, we did go back to the Village Eye and with the medium guy, but we weren't actually able to get anything at the time, so we kind of had to give up. I guess now we're gonna be forced to follow up on that. Sometimes being needed is all we can hope for. That seems very abstract. I don't think that's something I would ever say, but...
All I'm hoping for is to stop anyone else from getting killed.
You all know your duty. Report back when you have new information. Meeting adjourned.
Oh man.
Holy shit!
Language. Kid present.
Sorry.
Alright. So do you all say the same thing that I already talked to?
Anytime you're ready.
You do.
The hour grows late.
You do.
Hey, we're ready when you are.
I think you do. I guess this hasn't come up yet, so... Called up tighter than a cobra, ready to spring at a moment's notice. Did you all say the same thing? I think so. Yeah.
We getting out there or what?
I couldn't possibly talk to you without doing it from this side of the table. Alright, let's go. Guess we're gonna have to bring both her and the medium to the Village Eye. Are they gonna say anything? There we go.
Travel? By subway?
It's all we have the budget for most of the time.
Budget constraints. Yeah, I get that. But what about an emergency?
I guess we can also take a taxi.
Emergency?
That's about it.
Yeah, like let's say some monster is about to rip the mayor's arm off. You're gonna take the subway?
Don't be foolish.
Yeah, the mayor would just grow a new arm.
Right.
Okay
Wait,
then.
what?
It's a long story.
Never mind. I don't want to know.
We're talking about the current mayor or the mayor that was the mayor like a few years ago, because I really need to find out when exactly this came out. Hold on. I guess we're gonna take must contain. Okay, wait, what? But we need both of, so it needs two people.
What you reading?
Oh, wait.
Draft Week. It's a personal account of the 1863 draft riots.
If you wanted a personal account, you can ask me. I was there.
I know, but I thought I'd read an account without gremlins in it first.
My version is more accurate.
Jesus, forget I asked.
So hold on. So apparently we're forced to pick one of these two, but we need both of these two, but we can only have two people with us. So seems unnecessary. I guess we're gonna try to have her first, because we did already technically bring this guy along. Oh well.
I can see you staring, you know.
Crap. Sorry, kid.
Is that all?
Vicky, you're still doing it.
Well, tell her to quit bouncing around like that. It's distracting.
You can tell her yourself, you know. She's right there.
Hey, KK, can you stop bobbing up and down, please?
She said no.
Yeah, I guess that.
Well, I guess I would require an animation adjustment as an adjustment, and that's a little too... Well, I don't really want to say that, but... I guess we're taking these two then. I guess we're gonna take her, because we did technically already bring the medium guy, and... couldn't really do much with him.
Vicky? Vicky Santina?
Of course.
Is that you?
Oh, hey, Corey. How's it going?
You know, standing here in the rain, guarding a wreck. You?
Things sucked. Might be getting better. Catch up later.
Sure. It's good to see you.
To know each other. Well, that seemed to be a much... not nearly as much of a big deal as when he recognized the other guy, so...
Sure, he's a cop, isn't he? There's not as many of us as you think. We all talk.
Not as many of us as you think in a city like this. Okay then.
Yeah.
Guess I'll just accept that.
So Eli, you used to be normal like me, right?
I was an accountant, if that's what you mean. Almost 50 years ago.
Huh. What was it like going from that to this?
Well, the supernatural world wasn't as dense as it is now, so maybe I had it a bit easier. But then again, I had to fake my own death and never see my family again, so who's to say?
I mean, she gonna have to fake her own death? I guess not, because she's not like in our situation where we're some kind of wanted criminal or for shit that we didn't even do, or I guess here's where he needed to fake his death because he had vampire hunters, or the equivalent of that,
Did a crate of Miracle Grow explode?
after him.
It was a large spillover of life energy, but essentially, yeah, that's kind of it.
Right, well, here's the dead corpse that we already looked at several times. We couldn't do anything with the ghost last time, so do forensics power, I guess.
This the stiff?
That's him.
Right, let's take a look. He's covered in moss. Grass, weeds, it's kinda taken over his skin.
Yeah, my best guess is that he's being absorbed by the life energy in the room.
What? He's being eaten? Are we safe in here?
It's life energy. It doesn't kill. As long as we're alive, we're fine.
Fine. But if I turn into Plant Woman, I'm coming after you. Anyway, good news, his hands are still pretty humanish.
I guess that's good news. Humanish, I guess they're mostly unaffected, that's what she means, but
Yeah, that's good. I can take his fingerprints.
well, there you go.
And got him. That's the easy part. Now I just gotta call in a favor. Yeah, Donnie, it's me. I'm sending you a file. Fingerprints. Could you get them analyzed for me? Yeah, it's dead-ass urgent. You can? Oh, my man. I owe you one. My bro didn't disappoint. This guy is Harry Taylor. 62 years old, petty thief, homeless since '09. Dropped off the radar about a year ago. I guess we know what happened to him. That's about all I can do for now. Is it cool if I take off? I promised Donnie a burger.
Stick around for now or send Logan back while we're at it. What? Send Logan back where?
No problem.
Oh, send Logan back to the headquarters. I guess we're gonna be doing the rest of this without... Oh wait, send this guy in. Never mind, that's not what I thought that was gonna mean, but... Oh, there you go. Now that we have that information, I guess he can talk to the ghost. Hell, you already knew that this guy was like the older guy that the other girl had somehow fucked up and killed during the ritual. But I guess we're gonna try questioning the ghosty now.
Hey, it's us again.
Harry Taylor, right.
Harry Taylor?
You know me?
I know of you.
Oh, I see. So it worked.
What worked?
What do you mean it worked?
The pain. It's all gone. The ritual must have worked. Oh, thank God.
Well, in that sense, I guess it worked, in a way.
Whatever happened here, I don't think it worked. I'm sorry.
But it had to. The Master promised. Jordan, Wendy, they all promised. All I had to do was bleed a little. Just a little. Wendy lifted the knife and then... Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
and you're here to...
Help you the rest of the way.
I see. Will it hurt?
No, the hard part's over. Just take KK's hand, okay?
Okay.
All right. He's gone.
Does that usually happen?
The corpse
No,
usually
that
vanish.
never happens. Maybe we should get out of here?
I was about to suggest the same thing.
Right. Well, I guess the... Usually I just noticed is that's one way that this differs from the... Oh wait, never mind, from the Blackpool games.
Disturbs my grove.
Oh boy. Said the dude doesn't collapse when the spirit goes into his head, but I guess that's why he sits down before that happens.
Ah, Milcaressa, it is you. I was wondering if you would ever come back. Have you brought more worshippers at last?
Well, Caressa, I guess that's us then.
That is you, is it not? I would recognize those pouty lips anywhere. That spirit was the only worshiper I had left, and you destroyed him.
Worshipper? That was no worshipper. He was just someone who needed help. So we helped him.
A bestower. Rare as hen's teeth you are. You cannot resist your nature. I cannot fault you. Nevertheless, Melcaressa and I had an arrangement.
Well, my name isn't Melchorus. I said like the evil demon that was inside me, or what arrangement?
Have you forgotten everything?
Let's say I
The power
have.
to heal in exchange for worshippers. That was our arrangement. Do you intend to honor it?
Look, whatever deal you made, it wasn't with him.
A fire mage? I thought Alden's hunters put you all to death. You keep interesting company, Melcaressa. I believe I understand now. You joined them, the Unavowed, the ones who banished me to the North Woods.
Oh, this isn't the North Woods. That is one thing, but it doesn't look very banished. 80 blocks north of here, that's not as far as you would think. Seems like right on the edge. I have to assume that's a real place.
I know this. This grove was created with magic that I gave you, making it an extension of my domain in the North Woods. Completely in line with the terms of my banishment, if not the spirit of them. But that's Jin's for you. Always so literal.
Wait, Jin? You saying Mandana banished you?
I speak of Kalash. Does he still live?
Sure he does. I'll tell him hi. We're done here. Now let us go before I burn this place to the ground.
No, I don't believe so.
Jesus!
Right.
Bestower, Melcaressa, you are free to go. Tell Kalash to come to my grove in the North Woods. I want to renegotiate the terms of our agreement.
Guess you can't just face people through the floor like that.
It has been a while.
It should have been me. Why was I left behind?
I don't know.
I is not a fighter. Leading him into danger was irresponsible.
And would you have fared better?
I do have some experience in combat, Father.
You weren't there. It happened too quick. There's nothing you could have done.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Guys, we need facts. We need data. Who is this tree lady anyway? You said you imprisoned her.
It was centuries ago. This city was just forming. It was taking over her forest. She resented it. She was a danger. She was hurting people, killing them. She had to be contained.
Why didn't you kill her instead? Well, I might even let her out. I don't know, did she? She put her in... or let her come into the city, I guess. That's one thing. How was she able to overpower the guy so easily? I mean, you would think that the guy who can make fire would be a good counter to a plant lady.
Good question. Can't Eli throw fire? How'd he get taken by a thing made of wood?
Galen is cunning. Her experience extends back thousands of years. If she could not defend against fire magic by now, I would be disappointed. But rest assured, Galen will pay for taking Mage Beckett.
I might even let her out. I don't know. I guess we can check all of these responses.
Only partially, but perhaps that was the intent. To free Galen. But why? A discussion for another time, after we rescue Mage Beckett.
I don't know, I mean... don't think at any point we tried to establish that the demon had any, like, specific purpose. Jesus, hell. I'm pretty sure that any time that, like, the demon's motivations came up, they were just like, he just wants to fuck stuff up, and that was it. But no, I guess we now are trying to figure out something more concrete. That seems to be where this is going.
We are not butchers. She pleaded for mercy. I gave it to her. It seemed like the best course of action at the time.
To renegotiate terms with the hostage, I guess, but...
If she wants to negotiate, That means she has something to negotiate with.
It should be pretty
In
obvious.
other words, Eli is alive.
I have no doubt.
I am coming with you, Father. I will hear no argument.
I would not dream of saying otherwise.
It's obviously a trap, but I guess we're going to.
No shit. You don't invite the enemy to your door without a reason.
You forget that I defeated her once, when her forest covered this entire island. Now she has only a tiny grove. Her power is a mere fraction of what it was.
I guess we're going to, with no follow-up to that last statement boast.
Yes, Galen knows you. Or at least, she knows the demon that was within you. That can definitely be used to our advantage. And get some answers in the bargain.
Hey, KK and I were there when everything went down. We're going to.
You ain't leaving me behind either.
This is a negotiation, not a battle. Only the three of us are needed. But your zeal is appreciated.
I guess so we don't get too any further say in that front, on that front.
Yes, the sooner the better.
The hour grows late.
Be safe.
I just immediately accepted that he's not going.
Good luck out there.
And so did she. Oh,
We must be on our way.
right, let's be on our way.
Father, have you renewed your veil recently?
I do not believe so.
Well, perhaps you should renew your veil.
Later. We have more important things to worry about. Mage Beckett and Galen are the task ahead. Anything else is trivial.
You are not wrong.
Guess, you know, a big city like New York, even if people could see that he was blue, they just wouldn't care. So let's go. What's North Grove is in Central Park. Alright, there we go. I was not aware that such a place existed, but I guess I must assume.
You have requested an audience. I am here. Galen!
Welcome, O high and mighty Jin.
As a welcome, it is a poor one. Show yourself.
I cannot leave my grove, remember? You saw to that. But I have your pet mage. He is in good condition. Mostly.
Leave him be!
Is that little Mandana? My, how you've grown. You were just a sapling when I saw you last.
I grew up.
That you have. You keep interesting company, Kalash. Come to my grove. We have much to discuss.
Sheathe that sword. She is baiting you. We are here to negotiate.
With all due respect, Father, words will not work with her, and you know it. Eli, stay strong.
Montana, stop!
Well,
I blame her mother for this. Let us follow her.
and now we have him in our inventory too. Well, there's holes in you urging you to move forward, because I guess he will not do so by himself.
Don't just stand there.
There's also purple foxgloves. These woods always glow like that? Like what? I mean, was the sky always red? Because apparently it is. Forever so now. Especially at night.
Eli, wake up. We're here. He's not responding.
The vines. They are drugging him, keeping him asleep.
No matter. I'll soon make short work of them.
For some reason I didn't do this immediately upon coming here. Oh. Tied to a tree and able to move, and so is she now. It's also her sword and the guy's hat. Also strange runes glowing on the tree trunk and the rock. Do you have anything to say about this?
Don't just stand there.
Alright, I guess. Let's approach and try to do this.
It will take mere seconds for my pets to crush them to death. Can you free them in time?
Galen, show yourself.
Kalash, you've gotten old.
I have evolved. You are just as petulant as ever.
You expect me to be overjoyed to see you? Grateful? You took my forest, and I want it back!
The Northwoods, even though that's pretty much what he has already, so... Meet them, then we'll talk. Yeah, I'm sure that will be... I guess this would probably be the best way to get her to speak in a more expository way.
This tiny scrap. What do you take me for?
What do you want, Khaled?
What does anyone want from a djinn? I want a wish.
You grant wishes.
Silence. The last refuge of a djinn who cannot bear the truth. My forest once covered this entire island. It shall be so again. That is my wish.
Out of the question.
Would you let your precious minions die instead?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I cannot. A djinn's power does not work like that.
Can you kill
Want
her
a wish,
indirectly?
Khaled? Then you must fight for it.
Oh boy.
Here is your wish, Galen, in physical form. As long as I live, it will remain encased in crystal. Face me in combat. Kill me, and the crystal will break, granting you what you desire.
I have your daughter and pet mage at my mercy. Why should I bargain with you?
Kill them, and your wish will never be granted. You will remain trapped here, forever. What say you?
Oh. That's being fairly generous to her, all things considered, but... I guess what are you doing?
Serving the Unavowed. I cannot let them perish, not while it is in my power to save them.
The traditional rules of engagement apply.
They do.
Just
Then
like...
I accept. Let this man be the witness.
It's gonna be like the magic duel in
Then let us
the
begin.
Sword in the Stone.
I am ready, Kalash. Whenever you are. If you are going to strike, then strike!
There's crystal made out of pure light. We need to
I
like
have the patience of the forest.
keep
I can
our
wait centuries if need be.
cursor on that to be able to see the description, but I guess we need to do something here.
Having second thoughts, so
Under
mighty
a sword
Jin.
on the hat, you can access your pen's abilities, can you though? Well, you can use his somehow. I guess that's supposed to be a bit of a hint.
Your battle plan is to stare me to death.
Is that a face? Face on the, I don't know, on the tree. Okay, so we're gonna take this ring.
You will not disturb the battleground.
Or not.
The rules of engagement must be obeyed.
Oh, what do we do though?
If you are going to strike,
I cannot.
You cannot do that. Can you do anything with the face?
Cannot.
Can he actually do something to her? Statue was cool and made of vines and twigs. Oh, okay.
Like a toothless hound. All bark, no bite.
That was surprisingly easy.
Easy for you, perhaps. I haven't swung an axe in centuries. Now, to the business at hand. Freeing our friends.
Apparently no further, oh shoot.
you really thought I could be so easily defeated. Here, in my own grove. I draw my life from this place. As long as it lives, so do I.
Well, thank you for
tired,
spelling
so
that out, I
soon.
guess.
Get up. Give me your best shot.
Oh. Alright. Do we have to keep doing that? I mean...
I feel strange. Something is wrong.
I don't know, I cannot, but also I guess this is our opportunity to take this.
Feeling dizzy, Kalash? Tired.
What are you doing to me?
Conia maculatum. Have you heard of it?
Hemlock.
Yes, my own personal strain. Concentrated so densely it can even weaken the mighty Jinn. Now get up, old man. I've been waiting centuries for this.
Right. I guess we need to like disable her and then do this.
Do not dare touch them. The rules of engagement must be obeyed.
That seems to be the only thing we can do. Guess we're gonna try that.
Do not interfere. This is between me and the Jinn.
Let's try to put the thing down. I didn't think that would actually cause an animation, but well, let's do this one more time, and then while she's...
This is not going as planned.
Like, I guess this is how you do it while she's... Yeah, I know. While she's doing that.
Stop! The rules of engagement, they cannot be broken.
But you also would not want me to do that. The rules of engagement.
Don't know the rules. No, of course you don't. Here, take it. Quick.
I guess we're gonna be using this to our own... for our benefit. Combatants shall be known as Kalash and Galet. Or Galen. These prisoners shall remain incarcerated until one of the combatants is dead. Whomever deals a death blow shall be declared the winner. The winner shall have their wish granted. Alright. It doesn't seem very standardized, but...
Don't worry. With bed rest and plenty of fluids, the toxins will just drain out of your body. But you have to kill me first. Now get up and fight.
Well, doesn't leave us with very many options, does it? But, it doesn't say anything about the battlefield itself remaining unaltered, though. So, but we can't, apparently not allowed to free any of these two, or either of them. So what else can we even do? We take the wish. Do something to the tree. Nothing happens to the runes. Nothing happens to... I don't know, like, can't he do anything else? I mean, he's the one who's supposed to be able to do stuff here, so he's not gonna try to do anything to the environment. I don't know if we can just repeat the keep killing her thing forever. Then she comes back out. Can we... Nothing happens if you try to interact with the wish. Divines apparently do not have any other points of interaction, so I'm actually kind of... I don't know, can we talk to her?
Your leader is dying. He just does not realize it yet. Do not distract him. I want his full attention.
I mean, he's not even looking at you right now, but I guess we can do this one more time.
Maybe I killed her this time.
I'm sure some kind of a diminishing return is going on. No, he just refuses to do anything if he...
I've
Try
waited
that.
centuries for this, Kalash. I thought of nothing else but your death at my hands.
Bonnie, I haven't thought of you at all.
And now you'll think of nothing else. Until you die. Now get up.
No, I guess we do have to do something while she's done something else. I mean, we did already grab the...
I don't know how many swings I've got left in me.
Did already grab the... Yes, I know. The sword. Oh, that is like an actual time thing. I thought it was gonna be like the number of interactions.
The whiteness in your eyes. The erratic heartbeat. You're hanging on by a thread. Surrender, Kalash. Just give in to the inevitable. Your time has passed.
You first.
Try it. I'll wait.
I mean, you could, since it's pretty obvious that that's gonna happen at some point, you could just like try to block her strike or something.
My arm
Right. I don't know, can we try this again?
Stop! The rules of engagement.
We get a different dialogue this time? No, I guess he doesn't want to.
Still breathing. I am impressed.
Ira. Ira, is that you?
Oh no, delirium won't get you out of this.
Delirium won't get you out of this.
I think you've got one good swing left in you. Let's see it.
I guess so. This might be... I don't really know what else you can do about this in this situation, apparently, since you can't apparently interact with these two at all.
Do not dare touch them.
I mean, we have these rules, but I don't know, can we like somehow mess with the rules? Can we do something to the thing? No. Can we... No, he cannot interact with those either. Can we head over this way? No. I guess we're just gonna see how this plays out, because I don't really think anything else at the moment.
I tried to raise her right, the way you would have wanted. I failed you. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I don't know, like... I can't look at that again. Nothing happens. Oh boy. Well, that happens very quickly.
I've waited centuries for this, Kalash. I've thought of nothing else but your death at my hands.
Funny. I hadn't thought of you.
And now you'll think of nothing else.
Wait, never mind, I guess if that does happen, they just go back in time. There's like nothing else that actually is rendered. That's very convenient. I'm afraid I don't quite know what else I'm supposed to do in here. Apparently, because I got this sword, I got this thing. Now what the fuck do I do? I'm not allowed to like do anything with these two at all, so it seems. Right, let's do this once, I guess. It's apparently the only, you know, window of opportunity in which we're able to do anything is while she's, I'm not trying to get the sword off of the... while she's not there.
You're
You.
Try.
I don't know, we can't interfere with her ourselves, can we?
I told you,
Nope.
do not interfere.
Do not break the rules of engagement, but I apparently can't even try to break the rules of engagements, literally.
My arm.
Just can try to keep interfering with them.
Stop! The rules of engagement. Stop!
Eh.
Still breathing.
Ira.
Oh no.
Am I supposed to do something with him? Let's take another look at this. I get the feeling this is supposed to be some kind of hint. Shall remain incarcerated until one of the combatants is dead. Whomever deals the death blow shall be declared the winner. The winner shall have the wish granted. Are we supposed to like change the... Like, we could alter that somehow. I could imagine that we could do something, but I don't know how we would do that. I think we have the means to do that. I don't see anything else that I could possibly even interact with in this room. Don't have like anything in their hands, do they, that I can take? There's not like anything left behind when she vanishes, is there?
So.
Can I use you on this? No. There's something that I can do with this. But no. Like very, very little opportunity for you to even do that or do anything with that.
I've waited. And now.
Alright, let's try only one more thing, I suppose. And that would be Oh, wait a minute. What? Hold on a second. I think I might have a very vague idea for what the solution might be, but I think it's pretty stupid. This turns out to be the case. This guy seems doomed, so...
The terms of engagement.
Boy.
Found the loophole.
Whoever steals the death blow is the winner, yep.
Yes. It is not specified who deals that death blow. Only that it be dealt. Clever. Worthy of any djinn worth the name. I cannot defeat her. That is the truth.
Apparently you did once. It's very unclear how...
You will be granted one wish. Use it wisely.
Very unclear how he did it, when she was apparently stronger than this.
Quickest. Hurry, before she reforms.
But yeah, Mandana will never forgive me. That will be kind of awkward at the next meeting. I just wish you luck again when I'm done, right?
No, the wish will be powered by my death. Negate that, and the paradox could tear a hole in the universe. You will be given a great power. Please don't waste it.
So what you're saying is the wish isn't actually fueled by your power. I don't know. Mandana will never forgive me, that is true.
She is my daughter. She will see the truth of it.
Can't do it though, I guess. I don't know that there is any other way out of this.
When you doom us all, what are you doing? You know your duty. Fulfill it.
So is this just like an instant lose?
Ah, yes. I see it. The whiteness in your eyes. The erratic heartbeat. You're hanging on by a thread. Surrender, Kalash. Just give in to the inevitable. Your time has passed.
You first.
Okay, so
Try
there's
it.
an extra thing. I guess we're gonna put ourselves in that situation again, because we just... I guess it is literally the only thing we can do, so...
My arm. So, are you ready to do what must be done?
Well, since it's apparently literally impossible to
Do not
avoid doing this.
What? Impossible! You cheat! That wish was mine!
Well, it's my wish now, I guess.
You have no right! I was meant to kill Kalash, not you!
What? She speaks true. Father is gone.
And good riddance, trapping me here. Did he think I'd stay quiet?
I would highly recommend it.
Fine, leave! You have your precious wish. Do with it what you will.
Well... I guess we're gonna use the wish... right now, before we leave. Let the park dogs piss on you, or... don't harm no one ever. Well, I mean... that seems incredibly vague. I probably wouldn't recommend doing it just like that. To turn to stone or to die. I mean... is your death gonna make it... gonna make this surrounding environment any different, I would imagine, but... honestly, in this situation, I would probably just go for this one. Seems to be the most... the least one probable to backfire somehow.
A slower death would have been more appropriate.
Mandy, Kalash wouldn't want...
Don't you dare tell me what my father wouldn't want! Not even I know that! I am... sorry. No, I am not sorry. My father is dead. I want to go home now.
Right, that occurred. All part of espresso just for use. No, it's always hot. That was always there though. Right, she does come out, but she doesn't go into the training thing. Guess we're not gonna go after her just yet. Oh, is this the evil ritual knife that the demon was using?
Oh, hi. I'm just scanning the knife again.
Just saw her walk out of your room. I guess that was what that was instead of coming out of the bottle.
Oh, you saw that, huh? Well, no point in denying it.
I guess we're gonna follow up on that before we say anything else.
What? Oh, no, it's nothing like that. Well, maybe it is kind of like that. It's complicated. Well, maybe not that complicated. Just leave it, okay?
Alright, I guess we do.
Me? I'm fine. I'm working. So yeah, I'm alright.
You're obviously not fine. Well, I mean, isn't it a very old saying that work is the easiest way to stay above sorrow or something like that?
I'm not pretending. I'm just... You really want to know how I feel? I want to burn the North Woods to the ground. I don't care if the Dryad is dead. The whole place stinks of her. Did I ever tell you about Alden, my great-grandfather?
Yes. Only that he was hunted down and killed.
Yeah, he needed to be stopped, no question. I always wondered what made him that way. What made him decide that turning villages of people to ash was a good idea. He lived a long, long time. Long even for a mage, but he was still human. Maybe he suffered one loss too many. Will that be me one day? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the fact that you're saying this out loud is a pretty good indication that probably not, but many people suffer, they don't turn evil because of it.
They don't because they can't. They don't have a mage's power. I do. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I thought I'd come to terms with it, but it never gets easier. Jesus, I'm making this all about me, aren't I? Poor Montana. Let's talk about something else.
I don't know, I mean, I feel like in that situation you're the only one who can really answer those questions, but...
Uh-huh. Sure.
Alright. Let's talk about something else, except there is nothing else to talk about. Oh well.
Seems easy enough to give it to her.
Yeah, well, I feel for her, I really do. But the whole operation was dumb from the start.
That's hardly fair. I mean, I didn't know Kalash well, but he seemed to know what was what.
He was cocky. He should have brought us along. We could have helped.
How? She couldn't be killed. Not in the normal way.
I mean, he did say it was gonna be a negotiation and not a battle, but it literally did turn into a battle by his own decision. None of us can see the future, except, well, we can guess at it.
No, but you can still prepare for it. I'm just saying, numbers. We could have made a difference.
Maybe, but wondering what if is like growing an orchard in the desert.
You mean fruitless?
Yeah. My old sponsor used to say that.
Jesus. Remind me to never quit drinking.
Well,
Anyway, what now? We having a briefing or what?
guess no one is gonna come into that when she says that, but... I guess there will be a meeting with her without Mandana, I don't know. Still a demon to find, this is true. So I guess if you wanna, you know, really follow up on what just happened, we do need to take care of the demon, because he was the reason that that kind of happened in the first place. So I guess we'll talk to her.
You sure that's a good idea? You're the one who...
I
Well,
mean-
never mind. You do what you think is best.
We'll be here. Just call us when it's time.
To player characters, I guess I'm the best option other than Eli, but I guess he doesn't want to? Well, we don't know what they were talking about.
It is strange. Father did not speak much, and yet this room feels so silent without him.
Do you want to be left alone? Well, I mean, she seemed fairly eager to speak when we came near. So this is gonna be the second game I play in like a short time where a woman fights alongside her father's killer, and does so with a pretty good degree of eagerness, because there's like something even worse going on. Isn't that something? Isn't that like a 6 degrees thing? I don't know, do you want to be left alone?
No. I shed enough tears last night. I will not indulge in more self-pity. Not yet. We have a demon to find. Doing otherwise would dishonor Father's sacrifice.
I guess I wish I'd got to know him better, and totally not making a pun by wording that the way that I am.
Getting to know my father would not have been easy, even if he lived. Ajin's mind is a maze, twisted and complex. Father was no different. Even I had difficulty understanding his thoughts. I suppose I am too human.
I guess we might as well bring this up at some point.
I cannot deny it. What you saw is true.
So what now?
The oncoming darkness still approaches, regardless of my personal tragedy. If the Unavowed has need of me, I will be here. It is literally the least I can do.
And yeah, about that other thing that I mentioned conveniently.
Yes, although not in the way you imagine. Eli and I are... it is so difficult to describe feelings when one is forced to speak the truth. Feelings are so messy and complicated. Once in a while, we crave simplicity. Eli and I give that to each other. Once in a while. And last night, I needed simplicity. Please, let us speak no more of this.
With pleasure, no pun intended there. Shall we start a meeting now?
Yes, it is time.
You doing all right?
As well as can be expected. Thank you. I have not lost sight of our goal. The demon still eludes us.
But we've got a name now, right? What'd you say it was? Mel something.
Mel Carissa.
Great. That's something. So what's our play?
I don't know, what is that name? I guess that's supposed to be the demon's name.
It is not a name I have heard of before.
I did some scrying last night. From the bits I've been able to pick up, the name Mel Caressa is associated with knowledge.
Knowledge? What does that mean?
I'm as lost as you are. The scry's still ongoing. Hopefully it can tell us more.
So what's the scan on the knife say? Did it say anything new?
I was hoping you'd ask that. We got lucky last time. The demon's energy signature had degraded so badly, it was hard to pinpoint where it had been. But this time, I had its name. That made the scan 10 times more precise.
So you found more locations?
Better, I pinpointed the point of most activity. The demon went all over the city, but there's one place it kept returning to again and again. I was even able to get an exact address.
And that place is...
2220 Arthur Avenue in the Bronx.
You're joking. You've got to be joking.
Does that address mean something to you?
That's the address of Sammy's bar, oh boy. Well, I mean, that was a place where it apparently invaded our mind in the first place.
Really? The place where you got possessed?
And where my brother and Sammy were shot.
So why would he go back there, I wonder?
Indeed. It does seem remarkably risky.
You'd imagine the police
I
would
might
have
not know a lot
been all
about
over that
demons,
place after the
but
double
the whole
murder.
returning to the scene of the crime thing, it's bullshit. It never actually happens. So what the hell is going on?
I guess we're gonna go see what's going on.
Sure. I'm ready when you are.
Or see what was going on, alright, so...
Lead the way.
Didn't have to ask the who's in charge thing. We just kinda left that by the wayside.
This will be an adjustment. That is certain.
Well, presumably now the flavor text is gonna be different. Or not. It's actually the same. Never mind.
Hey, we're ready.
Anytime you...
We getting out there or what?
Right, I guess we're ready. I don't know if we're gonna find ghosts, so I don't know what we're gonna take this time.
No, not now. Maybe later.
Eh?
Not you. KK keeps asking to see that movie. Squirrel Team 13, Squirrels in London.
They're still making those? I saw the first with my brother Mitch when I was like 10. We made our dad play the theme song in the car for months.
Great. You had to mention the theme song. Now she's gonna be singing it all day.
Sorry.
We can't even look at the destination list before choosing team members. Well, we're going to the bar. Probably gonna want this guy, and we have to choose one of these two. We can, okay, so apparently we can either choose the both of these or one of them and one of these.
Is everything okay?
I think. Yeah. Must contain
Just
either Eli or
check the score.
Mandana.
The Yanks are down 1 in the 6th inning against the Sox, so no.
You're a baseball fan.
Have you met a Cop family? The order of religions is Catholic, football, baseball.
I used to take my kids to games in the summertime, back when the Mets were worth rooting for.
Sorry, that was when again?
Ouch.
I mean, you kind of set yourself up for that, but I guess this time we'll take her and this guy. Yeah, I have no comment on that. Oh,
Brings back memories, doesn't it?
we're just here
KK and
now.
I came back here once, a few months after it happened, to see if Sammy or Jonah were haunting the place. We didn't find him. Still can't decide if I'm disappointed or happy about that.
Oh boy.
Was the portal present as well?
No. No, it wasn't.
Portal pauses in and out with a consistent rhythm. Right. There's also not nearly as many background objects to check out as there were when we first came here at the beginning of the game. The street stands at the ready. Settlement's mouth is twitching slightly. Well, I guess it was a good idea to bring him, not just because of his ghost perception, but because of the fact that he knew this place. We could go look at the portal, or we could look at the sheaf of papers discarded on the floor as we very
What did you
synchronizedly
find?
step over
Looks
here.
like some handwritten notes.
Answer honestly. Does that resemble your handwriting?
I guess.
Then we now know for certain your demon was here.
What does it say?
Sharing a mind can be difficult. I've learned that this is important to keep a record of important thoughts and details before they get filtered out. Just avail over this journal as a precaution. This city has become so ordinary, so mundane. All this turns back in all things magical, even if the local chapter of the Unavowed is a mere skeleton crew headed by an old fossil of a djinn. Oh. I'm powerless here. Whatever magic the city possesses, it is stamped out and tucked away. How to change this? I see several options open to me.
Fossil of a djinn.
Come on, let's keep reading.
Oh yeah, to comment on that before. Creating poltergeists, methods is easy enough. Need to find some souls again corrupt, their mere existence will generate plenty of spiritual energy. General Sorng of the Merfolk is desperate, fighting a losing war. Can I use this? Share his power with a mundane human or to release his power into the world? There's a dryad trapped in the Northwoods. She's free, so will her power. Read the power that I can use. I will try and make contact. Maybe we can help each other, well. More spiritual energy released, the stronger I become. What do I do with this power? Every day I feel capable of more and more, yet there is more to be tapped, so I guess that was the end purpose, like just release more magic into the city.
This is madness. The demon was creating spiritual unrest, filling the city with supernatural energy. This would explain why we have been so busy in recent months.
So it's literally the plot of Ghostbusters, I guess. Wall Street area, plenty of weak-willed executives all desperately clinging to power. All would be easy to corrupt, but who? But this part is stuff that we haven't followed up on yet, so we don't actually have a more detailed account just yet. Manhattan's Chinatown, something old and ancient but hidden, need to bring it out into the open. Neighborhood around Brooklyn's Prospect Park has changed so much. Used to be a magic there, people so full of wonder they have lost their way. Perhaps I can help them and myself. Well, I can create a pocket realm of my very own, but I cannot create a door.
This demon has certainly been busy.
Well, it's very convenient that he left this journal behind. You realize from the start a pocket realm is a personal thing. On the other from a place I have an emotional connection to, but where? Option answer as always is obvious. Sammy's the bar where I came in divine new form. Well, portal formed quickly, held close to the very power I have siphoned into the city. On the other side, anything I wish. Well, there's a matter of the mind I share on the Unavowed. Do they know of my existence or not? Did I overestimate them? Overestimate them. Shouldn't that be underestimate them? Because he needs to, like, actually acknowledge them now where he wasn't before. I don't know.
So the demon created a pocket realm. That must be where it went.
Can we go into the pocket realm? Do we want to go into the pocket realm?
A portal. Vicky was telling us about him the other day. This the same thing?
Yes, but portals like this take tremendous will and energy to create. If one were to spend a year causing spiritual strife in the city, generating chaotic magical energy in the process...
You mean like our demon just did?
Yes, exactly like our demon just did. This was its plan.
Do we want to get through?
We cannot. It is sealed.
So what now? How do we unseal it?
There are bonds of energy holding the portal closed. I can sense them. And the bonds have frayed.
Frayed?
Yes, and quite recently too.
This is because of us, isn't it? Going around and fixing things. Stopping what the demon did. There's less energy to hold this thing closed.
Indeed.
Getting closer to the demon this whole time, somehow. Keep moving forward, instead of just working on the thing directly that's right in front of us.
This is good. This is real good. I'm all for this.
There were 3 more neighborhoods listed in those notes.
Yeah. Chinatown, Wall Street, and Prospect Park.
Right, we know where to go next. I guess that's it then. I don't really need to choose anything too specific for this. Happiness, right. So we'll try the one team configuration that I don't think we've tried yet, which should be these 2. Which Schermerhorn, Brooklyn, Bowling Green in Wall Street, or Canal Street in Chinatown, or Sammy's Bar. I guess we're gonna go to Brooklyn first since it's at the top. Maybe we'll have to go back, or maybe we're like stuck with one team.
These graffiti tags.
Once we're in one of these.
20 years ago, my dad would have arrested a guy for putting this stuff up.
Times change.
No kidding. Now it's authentic urban culture, made by real artists.
I find them pleasing.
Tell that to the shop owner who has to pay the cleaning bill.
Also warm with shades, edgy. Okay, I don't really see any prompt to like get back on in the station, so I guess we're stuck with this formation until we get to the end of this particular chapter thing. Roy G. Bakery. Colorful cartoon characters invite you into the bakery. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the store owner was okay with that graffiti. Do you have anything to say while we're here?
What say you?
Do you know anything about this area?
You may find it strange. When I think of this neighborhood, I am reminded of cows. Yes, cows. And sheep and horses. This area was pasture long ago. Hundreds of acres of it. A dangerous place for a young girl to run and play. My father forbade me to come here. So naturally, I came whenever I could. Then, of course, the war happened.
Oh, gee, I wonder which war.
The Revolutionary War. This area was home to the bloodiest battle of them all. Gunpowder smoke from cannons and muskets filled the air. Trenches crisscrossed the land. History says the American forces were driven off, but they do not mention the cows. I miss them terribly.
You're concerned about the cows?
Well, someone had to be. Apologies. I am aware of how cold that sounds. Back then, I was very young, still unsure of my place in the world. I spent most of my time alone, and my childhood playground had become a battleground. So yes, I was concerned about the cows. Let us speak no more of this.
Right.
Yes, I believe we will.
And what about you?
What's up?
What do you know about the area?
My grandpop says that Brooklyn hasn't been worth anything since the Dodgers left for Los Angeles.
That happened in 1957.
Yeah, well, he's a Santina. He's stubborn.
Right, guess that's all she has to say.
Sure.
And just as before, I have no comment. Cover cartoon characters into the bakery. There's also the guy over here. Will we keep moving in that direction? I guess not. Old man sits under the awning watching the passersby. I guess that's it.
Good evening to you. You folks seem to be lost. Maybe I can help.
I don't know, apparently we seem lost.
Yes, it's quite obvious from the look of it. You're walking the streets in the rain, and yet you stop to talk to an old man at the side of the road. Nobody with a destination in mind would do that.
That was well deduced.
No, I just read people. It's the old artist in me, I suppose.
What kind of artist would that be? Would that be the most widely used, though not really, I think, a little too overly specialized sense of the term, i.e. visual?
Me? Oh, I was a painter. A past tense, I'm afraid. My muse has long since left me. So now I sit here and talk to fine folks like you.
So now you can help us find direction.
I'm just an old artist watching the world go by. I doubt I'd be any help to you. But if you'd like to stop a while and talk, I wouldn't say no.
Right. I just will tell you our names, I guess.
Pleasure. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm Stanley Bates.
Alright. That's the night to be out. Well, at least he's under the awning, so I guess he's not getting wet.
For you, perhaps, I'm quite cozy here. And you meet the most interesting people in the rain. Folks like yourself, for example.
Right. Well, I guess that's it. There's no, like, goodbye message. Well, now we know he's there. What about the bakery?
Got some wet ones here, Chipman.
Huh? Oh, hey. Welcome and stuff.
Jesus, Chipman. Wasn't for me, you wouldn't sell anything.
Right. Cop looks tired. Well, we have a cop with us who apparently claims to know everyone. Maybe she'll have something to say.
Evening, folks.
Hey, Diego.
There you go.
Crap, Vicky. How the hell are you?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there.
I hear ya. It's this weather. Screws through the mood.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
Place is really colorful. Well, I don't know. I reckon a lot of stores would look like this.
I know. Chipman's got the art bug. Guess you gotta know your market. The food's still the best, though. Can't argue with quality. I just wish he'd, focus.
I mean, the last time I went to New York City, there was like a smoothie place or something right around the corner that, from where I was staying, that looked pretty much just like this. Don't really like those bagels, well.
Best in the city. Try 'em. Seriously. Chipman's an artist. A real one. Rainbows or no rainbows. Not that anyone would know it. The guy knows nothing about promoting himself.
So you know each other, apparently. Same way every cop does, according to her.
Well, technically, I know her big brother. Hey, how's Mitch doing these days?
He wants a rematch is all I know.
He wishes. That skee-ball prize is mine. Stay dry out there.
Right. Very, very enlightening. One across a novelty margarita with a bread roll. Well, I guess that's one way to put it. Not that I would even know, but... Small cash register on a clean counter, and apparently that's the only part of the counter that's worth looking at. Freshly baked bread wafts out from the small kitchen. Vividly colored piece of abstract art. Also this guy. Baker barely registers her presence.
Huh? Oh, hey, you want something? I'm kind of busy.
Well, shouldn't you be busy serving me? Oh. You're kind of tired, I guess. But shall not be so aggressive.
Fine, why does everybody keep asking me that?
Hey, Chipman, You got paying customers. You want to stay open or what?
Fine, fine, fine. Sorry.
I swear to God, you'd be on the street if it weren't for me.
I get it. Yeesh. Anyway, what can I do for you guys?
Seriously, okay, you look exhausted. Well, you just try to brush that off, so...
I'm fine. I'm working. What else can a guy want?
You can still press the issue, though.
Why does everyone keep asking me that?
You know, he just repeats that. Right. You have anything that's not psychedelic?
Nobody gets it. This is just the way it has to be, okay? Take it or leave it.
Always seems really eager about the way he's presenting that.
Sure, here you go. That'll be $5. Just eat it slow, okay? And think about it while you eat it.
Really. Not convinced he's okay.
Sure, bye.
Alright, I guess we did get a bagel from this place. So if it's a bagel that's colored like a rainbow, does it taste like sweet bread with sugar, or does it taste like a savory bagel?
Maybe I should tell my brother Mitch about this place. He'd love it. You know, assuming the guy ever returns my calls again.
Alright. I don't know if I interrupted that or not. Oh, but I guess this time I won't.
I have done my grieving. I will be fine.
I hear you, but the cops make it a rule, not a suggestion, and there's a reason for that. You'll do nobody any favors if you're distracted.
I am not distracted. I have never been more focused.
Right? Fine. Forget I said anything.
That sounds fine, just like the guy on the other screen. So back here, a single illustration of an angel graces this wall, or so angular wisps of smoke or something, I guess. Whispered words escape from the dim interior of the poetry club. Oh boy, guess we're just inviting ourselves in then.
I traveled up the mountain of glass.
It's very lively.
To the man who looks down upon high. But he sent me away, he gave me a pass. So now I drink coffee and sigh. I saw a pink dog by the side of the road. He looked up and gave me a wink. Then I helplessly watched as I saw him explode. I may have been dreaming, I think.
I was hoping for a better rhyme, but what does she say? What else does she say?
Do you mind? Can't you say I'm... Wait, Mondana? Is that you?
Yes?
Wow, it's been a while, huh?
I am unsure. Do I know you?
Yeah. Don't you remember Havana, 1592?
I must be GI'd. Calliope?
That's me.
You seem changed.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm gonna sit down. Come join me. We've got like a billion things to catch up on.
Alrighty then, of course.
That was unexpected.
So, who was that?
An old friend. Of a sort. It has been a long time. That was Calliope. She is a muse.
A muse. Because of course she is.
Muses are ancient creatures. They can tap into the creation energy of the universe.
Apparently not very well.
Dangerous when summoned. But Calliope seems different. Changed. Not quite herself. I am eager to speak with her again.
Okay. I guess we're gonna have to.
I still can't believe it. Of all the times, of all the places. You still with the Unavowed?
Yes, it is good to see you again.
Right back at you. You haven't changed a bit.
That may be, but you have.
Yeah, you could say that. I lost my power.
Really?
Yup. Poof. Gone. I'm not a muse anymore.
How did that happen?
Some guy took it. Hey, you should order a cappuccino. They draw these little heart shapes with the milk. It's amazing.
I was just brushed by any other fanfare. That's kind of a I'm surprised nobody else has commented on it yet. So I exist, by the way.
Hiya, I'm Calliope, although I mostly go by Callie these days.
So you know each other.
Are you kidding? Back in Havana, she saved the entire colony.
All I did was cut a painting in half.
Yeah, a cursed painting, one that I inspired the artist to paint.
That was not your fault, Calliope.
Tell that to the soldiers who went insane after looking at it. The creative force is powerful when used by people who don't understand it. I'm glad I'm done with it.
That seems oddly specific. So what are you doing here?
It's open mic night. I'm open micing. Been spending all my time taking in the local art scenes. This is my way of giving back.
I take it she's not the one who did the creating back in the thing.
Giving back to the creative force, trying to balance the scales. I'm not really good at it, but the point is to try. And freeform poetry is fun.
I'll take your word for that.
Bye! Stick around if you want to hear more poems. For some reason, fewer people come here than they used to. So I have the place to myself.
Okay. Are we gonna comment on the other things she said?
What say you? That is a difficult question to answer truthfully. I knew her for a time, and we were close for a time. I remember her being distant and sad, and often quite brilliant. I am glad she found happiness. Yes, I believe we will.
What's up?
Do you have anything to say about that?
Muse or not, she seems on the level. That level is several feet above the clouds, but still on the level.
Alright.
Sure.
Not terribly helpful, all things considered, but... Actually, not even sure, like... Now what do we do? I guess maybe after we meet her, we go outside and like get a vision or something.
Odd. Calliope seemed so joyful.
I had to guess.
And that's a problem?
It is not a problem. It is merely different. She does not act like the Calliope I knew.
You say that, but it's been my experience that people don't change all that much.
Perhaps, but still, it is good to see her again.
Right, let's just go back over this way and... Guess go head back and forth a little bit and hope that something happens. If not, then I don't know, I guess
Detective
I'll...
Santina, I cannot help but notice your fingers. They twitch.
Twitch?
Yes, toward your firearm. Are you on edge?
Of course I'm on edge. Keeps me sharp. Lowers reaction time. Sometimes that extra second or two makes all the difference.
So it is by design. Interesting.
What can I say? I like not getting killed.
Right. Very interesting stopping points for all these conversations. Okay, this guy has nothing else to say, apparently. What about the people in here?
Got any more of those raspberry ones, Chipman?
Sure. Give me a few minutes.
Best donuts in the city, this guy.
Okay.
Evening, folks.
Hey Diego, how's your cousin doing these days?
You know her. Always traveling. I'll tell you, said I. Stay dry out there.
Alright then. Okay, I have anything else different to say?
I mean, what can I do for you?
Are you sure you're
Why does
okay?
everyone keep asking me that?
Alright.
Sure.
Oh, well, now what do we do?
What say you? Prospect Park is nearby. It has been some time since I was inside. I look forward to seeing it again. Yes,
So we need to go to Prospect Park, even though I don't think I've seen any way to get there from the places we've seen. We need to, like, cross the
I
street.
still think it's
Oh,
crazy you carry a sword of all
wait.
things.
Oh, damn it. Didn't mean to interrupt that, but no, never mind. I guess we're going this way.
Not right yet.
of course it isn't.
Oh, man. Small bandshell nestled slightly inside the park. Also... Oh, and what is her child with a smile on her face? Heart is very promising with chalk under a sheltering tree. Especially considering the age of the artist. Little girl, alright. Can't talk to them? No, we can't talk to them. Both, alright.
Hey, nice
Nice to see I'm not the only crazy one out here tonight.
Okay, you seem very talkative all of a sudden. You just like the rain.
That does make you crazy in my book. I'm only out here because the little boss here wants to draw.
And she can't draw anywhere else.
Little June here got inspired. What can I say?
Oh man.
No, when she screams all night, so I give her a half hour and we're both happy. Besides, she has a talent. I need to encourage it. Nobody else is gonna.
Right then. How long have you been out here now?
It's been 2 hours, I think. I'm sure June will get tired any minute.
Yeah, surely. Can she use pen and paper?
Seriously, that would be like the logical thing. You ever try using logic with a kid? It just makes them dig in their heels even more.
Ain't just kids either. I know plenty of adults who'd match that description.
You and me both.
Well, so how long have you been out here?
It's been 2 hours, I think. I'm sure June will get tired any minute.
I'll already ask that though. She's your boss.
She's my daughter. It amounts to the same thing, doesn't it? Sorry, is something funny?
Apologies. I am envisioning my father calling me boss. It is an amusing thought, and I needed the distraction. Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess.
So, I guess that's it.
Nice to meet you. I'm May Stein.
Miss Stein. Is that the same as the other guy that was sitting under the rain?
See you around. If you guys want to do any more chatting in the rain, feel free.
I guess they're not going anywhere. What are you
I
drawing?
don't know. It's not finished yet.
Chalk won't last long in the rain, that is also a thing.
I know. That's what makes it good.
I took pictures, don't worry. What?
Nothing. You don't get it. It's okay.
She took your mother that way. Well, I don't know. She seems fine with it. I guess that might just be worse though.
Excuse me, but I'll be the judge of that?
I want to focus, please.
Would you rather draw inside?
No. This is better.
Better.
Yes.
Right. Can I keep trying to tell you what to do though?
Just 5 more minutes. Just 5.
Yes, you can also just keep saying that.
Junie, answer the man.
Hi.
Alright.
Bye.
I guess they're just gonna stick around there. We didn't really get anything else out of them, but it could be like here other than spook. Alright. Spook and a vision, there we go. I guess when our demon-possessed self came here. Oh, there we go.
I have answered, but I feel no creative desire within your soul. Inspiration will not help you.
I need inspiration to go around. Oh boy.
I don't understand. If inspiration is not what you seek, then why seek me out? Now what do you want?
I don't know. Every other you can give, apparently. I get the feeling we already know what the
What do you mean?
answer was.
Stay back.
Was that? Yes. That was Calliope. It could be no one else.
You think so? These visions aren't exactly high def, but it didn't sound like the same lady.
I am positive. It was Calliope. The way she used to be. You have recovered? Good. Let us move forward.
Big name band's playing here in the summer, but for now it's empty. I get a feeling this is another place I should have heard of at some point, but I didn't. There's a spook. We can't do anything with the spook because we don't have the guy, but it's gonna be impossible to tell which of these places are gonna have the spooks before we come here. Floating steel sculpture, you see piece of leather cast on a jagged piece of metal. Flaps uselessly in the wind. I get a feeling we're somehow gonna need to get that.
The lost spirit will not acknowledge your presence. The bestower could speak to it, were he here.
Oh well. Also back to the entrance of Prospect Park, I guess. Both majors of the screen leave there. And now do we... I guess since we apparently can't do anything else in here.
Don't you think it's time we head home, Junebug?
5 more minutes.
Fine. 5 more minutes.
Guess we go back and talk to the muse again after we got that vision. How do we actually follow up on the...
So, Mondana, you Jins can really tell if someone is lying?
Yes, nor can we lie ourselves.
Must be rough sometimes.
Not especially. It forces most Jins to become clever with words.
Most, but not all?
Being clever is overrated.
Is that like a Jabbat herself that she did? That was not really expected considering the circumstances.
One fine day. I went to town. But I didn't stay. 'Cause I ripped my gown.
Interesting use of repetition.
Hey, just a sec. What's up?
Kind of thinking about the sculpture in the park. Clearly we need to talk about that
I
first.
saw it. So full of anguish. I could feel the desperation pouring from every rivet and nail.
Anguish.
Yeah, Muse, remember? I can sense these things.
I thought you lost your powers.
So, if you lost the ability to fight, you'd still know how to fight, right?
That is true.
Same with
That
me. I know
is
how art works.
a nightmare of
I know what
semantics.
feelings went into them. And that sculpture, none of those feelings were nice.
So you can read works of art.
Anything that was created by anybody else, it leaves an imprint. I can still see them.
We're gonna have her read the bagel. Seems like where that's going. Also, I took your power, I guess.
You did? You don't look like the guy I met. He was about your height, had your hair color, and had kind of your build. But nope, definitely wasn't you.
He is wearing a veil, Calliope. If you cannot see past it, then you really are mundane.
Yep, I'm mundane as mud. But if it was really you, then I suppose I have you to thank.
I don't know.
For real? You did me a favor. 3,000 years and I never once enjoyed a thing. Not a song, not a poem, not a story, not even food. I could inspire them all, but they did nothing for me. I can't even remember the last time I smiled. I kinda like the feeling. I think I'm gonna do it a lot. So, keep my power. You took it, you keep it. I'm happy where I am.
I really don't want your power back, even though it's kind of unclear what that even did.
Nope. Please stop asking that. Nope.
Right.
Bye! Stick around if you want to hear more poems.
First, I need you to look at this bagel, I guess.
Ooh, was this made by Clay Chipman? I've been meaning to go to his shop. May I?
Yeah, surely so.
Oh my god, this is so good. Excuse me. That was strange. This bagel wasn't made by Clay Chipman. Not entirely.
Are you positive? We watched him bake it.
No, his hands made it, but the process, it was inspired by me. That's impossible.
Oh boy, how did you inspire Clay when you lost your power? Oh, I wonder.
I did. And I've never met the guy. But that bagel tasted like my own power. I had it for over 3,000 years. It couldn't be anything else.
So your power now belongs to Clay Chipman?
No, muses can't create, remember? He was inspired by someone with my power. Oh well, good luck to whoever it is. I don't want it anyway.
So someone else has your power.
Yup, sucks to be them.
Who can't create.
Bye. Stick around if you want to hear more poems.
And it might have been us, but apparently possibly not anymore. I don't know, it's very unclear, but I guess we're gonna have to go back to him and question him on the matter now. Seems like the only thing to do at this point.
So I says to him, "You're blocking traffic. Go painting somewhere else." Needed 3 guys to pull him off the street. He finished painting in a cell. And you haven't heard a thing I said.
What? You lost your cell?
No.
Let's just go directly to this guy, see.
What? I
Can
mean,
at least
what
say
should I
anything
do?
different. Do you know about anyone who died in the park?
Someone died? Sorry, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know, did anyone die in the park? I don't know where that came from specifically. So what inspired you to make bagels like this?
I don't know, it just came to me. You experience food with more than just taste, you know. It's important to be aware of that.
I guess you also smell it. That's pretty much it, though. Why is it important?
It just is, okay? You don't have to get it, just enjoy it.
So it wasn't a person who inspired you?
No. I mean, maybe, who knows? You can get inspired by lots of things subconsciously.
Let me guess. The blue and red lox and chive cream cheese bagel was inspired by me.
Sure, whatever. Sure, bye.
That doesn't really tell me anything new, though. We have the notes from the bar, but I guess that's it. I don't know what else we can do at this point.
What say you?
How would Melchoresa think him use his power?
According to the notes, spreading spiritual discord appears to be its primary motivation. The power of a muse is pure creative energy. I can think of fewer sources of discord than that.
So what do we do now?
I would suggest speaking to the locals. Someone must know something.
I don't know, that's the guy. I guess the girl drawing by the park also has like the muse thing that she was inspired by or something. Or is there someone else around that's spreading that has that now? Well, there's a few people around. What about the guy in the rain? Maybe he knows.
Yes, I believe...
What's up? My instincts say to find a local cop to talk to, but maybe that's just old habits talking.
I guess we'll talk to the cop before we leave, even though he was kind of my last,
Evening, folks. Hey, Vicky.
last idea.
Shot you?
It wasn't just me, and no, not yet.
God damn. Shooting a cop. They shouldn't get away with that.
Oh, they won't. Believe me.
Wasn't that the demon guys? So technically us, but when we were possessed. Anyone by the amphitheater? Oh, I guess they're talking about someone who died because of the ghost.
Seriously, where have you been? Some idiot set himself on fire, built some weird metal altar to do it on too.
Oh boy.
The weird thing? He did it in the middle of the night. No witnesses. Some poor jogger found him the next morning.
So the folks around here spooked, well.
Spooked? You don't know this neighborhood. No, they're fascinated. He's like some kind of local folk hero now.
A folk hero?
Yeah, the folks who live here, they think it's some kind of, I don't know, artistic statement or whatever. But you ask me, he was just a nut.
So what else about that guy?
Sorry, but why are you so interested?
Just the way you told the story. I'm very interested. Believe me, I'm telling the truth.
You really think so? Thanks. That means a lot. Still can't tell you anything, though. My captain would kill me if I blabbed the sieves.
Really, Diego? Since when do you toe the company line?
Yeah, I'm keeping my head down these days, Vicky. The captain's got it in for me. You know how it is.
Sure, I get it. But imagine his face if you got a positive ID for the guy in the park.
That's impossible. The only ID the guy had burnt up with the rest of him.
Really?
Yeah, a driver's license. Burnt to a crispy mess.
And that's all you got?
That's all we got.
Well, that's two things that we could have been able to follow up on if we had different team members, but I guess we don't. How is that an artistic statement?
I don't know. What else could it be? This frickin' neighborhood. Draws them in like flies in honey.
Draws in... what?
Artists. They've been coming out of the woodwork, causing all sorts of trouble. Forget the drug dealers. It's the artists you gotta worry about.
I don't think we do that bad. Like who?
You have no idea. Just last week, in this very spot, I had to drag some guy out in cuffs. It was this writer on his laptop. His battery ran out of juice, so he freaked. Smashed his laptop against the table, then started punching people. I wish I could say it was an isolated incident, but it's been happening all over the neighborhood. It was... I wish...
Alright, we can have him repeat that, I guess.
Stay dry out there.
Wonder if we can follow up on that with anyone. Like, let's see what this guy had to say at this point.
Good evening.
Is anything new? Oh boy, heard a lot of artists are moving into the area, apparently.
Yes, I've seen it. The neighborhood used to house quite a vibrant community of artists. They're all gone now. They got priced out, or they got kicked out, or they died out. I thought I'd be the only one left. But now, look around. The real heart and soul of Brooklyn is coming back. And it is magnificent.
So what happened by the amphitheater? Do you know about the dead guy?
You mean the sculpture that was erected in the middle of the night? Magnificent, isn't it? Art that just appears for seemingly no reason. That kind of thing just doesn't happen anymore. It does this old heart good to see it.
So what do you think it means?
Don't know. To tell you the truth, I have not given it much thought. But the energy it brings, the vibrant life, this world can use more of that, let me tell you. I heard. Fascinating.
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 That's all you can say?
Well, it is. Why there? Why in the middle of the night? The act of immolation is violent, painful. One doesn't do that to themselves unless they want to make a statement. And yet, it was done in the middle of the night. Nobody could see or hear him. So yes, I'd call that fascinating. What was the man trying to say? We'll never know.
So what kind of statement is that, though?
As I said, we'll never know. The man was inspired. We never know where it comes from or why it comes. It just is. And that's all we can say about any artistic act. It just is.
Alright. That seems like a pretty self-contradiction, if you ask me. But that's also pretty much an encapsulation of why I do not care for academia in the slightest. But
What? I mean...
okay, this guy has nothing new to say. So I would check that before I left one more time, but I guess that's that. Can we question you about death?
No, it's not right yet. Just 5 more minutes.
Okay, for real this time. Hey.
How long have you been out here at this point? 2 hours, right?
Sure, June.
That is the same thing that you said a while ago. You're being hampered by the amphitheater.
It was some kind of performance art, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Someone put together an altar in the middle of the night and then lit themselves on fire.
To an audience of millions. Seem rather calm about that.
Well, it wasn't real, was it? I mean, it couldn't have been. They did it in the middle of the night where no one could see it. If you're gonna make a spectacle, you want people to see it. That's what everyone's saying anyway. Someone put it all together as some kind of statement.
Some kind of statement.
You know, before June was born, I might have been able to tell you. But these days, I leave the art critique to the people with more time on their hands.
So what about the guy who burned himself?
Nobody did, right? It was all staged as some kind of statement. That's what everyone's saying anyway.
I don't know about that.
See you around.
Just 5 more minutes. Bye.
Now she also has nothing new to say. Guess we're gonna go talk to the only other person that we can, which would be the Muse, and then... and then it's back to wondering what exactly we're doing. Okay, now she's not saying anything for some reason.
Hey, just a sec. What's up?
Someone burned themselves alive by that sculpture.
That's horrible. What is this feeling? Am I sick or sad, depressed? This is new. I don't like feeling like this. Don't ask me about that again.
Oh man. You can read works of art. I'm pretty sure that all of these have already been asked.
Anything that was created by any... Yup. Nope. Bye.
Now she also doesn't say anything new. So what now?
Someone died on that park sculpture.
Yeah, we knew that, but...
Sure.
We already were
What say
right there, and...
Perhaps we should take a closer look at...
Alright, fine.
Yes.
We were already there and we didn't really learn anything that more concrete from the immediate surroundings, but I guess we're gonna go check it out now. Again.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
I messed up. Need to start over.
Oh, for 5 more minutes. Then we need to get home.
Well, I mean, there's a spook, but we can't do anything with that guy. I don't know. He apparently also cannot interact with I don't know, do we need to get one of them to climb the sculpture and get that thing down? Something. I guess she can do it. That was easy. Scrap of leather and a thin metal stick that we took from the sculpture. Alright.
The leather appears burnt. Quite severely.
But look, you can still see initials printed on the bottom corner. AF. That's what we in the cop business call a clue.
AF. I think we would have heard of anyone like that. Thin metal stick that we took from the sculpture. AF. Need to like show this to everyone? No.
What's up? When I find a new piece of evidence, something in me wants to hand it in for processing. Old habits die hard, I guess.
Hand it into who though?
Sure.
I mean, I guess maybe that's another thing that Eli could read with the fire vision, but
On Juninator.
he's not here.
Way past your bedtime.
5 more minutes.
Okay. 5 more minutes. And I mean it this time.
Alrighty then. Wonder when that flavor text will run out. I guess we're going this way first. I don't know, maybe we hand it to the muse and see if she can like read it, but we'll take this literal route and oh wait, we can't actually use it on anyone else though, like as an item.
Evening. Hey Vicky, I heard that Captain Harrison disappeared. Is that true?
Yeah, you could say that.
I only met her a few times at the socials, but I liked her. Hope she's okay.
Oh, we found a piece of leather. Oh, there you go. Get new dialogue.
And it might be related. It's burnt after all.
Vicky, you know I can't just take evidence handed to me by a stranger.
Do you want to get to the bottom of this or not?
Give it here. Yeah, it does kind of resemble some of the other pieces of leather we found at the scene. I can get the lab to test it and make sure.
And what about those initials? AF.
AF? Aw, crap, not him.
Him?
Amos frickin' Fennel. I should have known. Who else could it be? I haven't had to arrest him in almost a week.
Amos Fennel.
Yep, one of Brooklyn's finest crazy artists. I arrest him about 3 times a week. He keeps breaking a restraining order.
Who issued it?
Well, I guess it's no secret. It was May Stein.
Let me guess. Ex-boyfriend?
Got in and won. If you lived on this block, you'd have seen him on the street, screaming up at her window. The guy's messed up in the head, but that nice lady and her kid shouldn't suffer. Stay dry out there.
At least I have a fairly good idea of what that who we need to talk to now. Not this guy, but I know he might be related.
Good evening to you.
He has the same last name. His name Amos Fennel mean anything to you?
Amos Fennel. No, doesn't ring a bell.
He is the man who set fire to himself in the park.
I see. No, I've not heard of him.
I guess Donald Sutherland doesn't have anything to say about that, but you'd figure that I know who might.
Five more minutes, June. Seriously this time. 5 minutes or... Oh, who am I kidding? Hey.
Apparently nobody. Do you know Amos Fennel?
No, I don't know Amos Fennel.
That is an obvious falsehood.
Don't know about obvious, but I don't know the guy.
You issued a restraining order against him, well.
We're gonna talk right now. Stay right there, kiddo. Mama's gonna talk to these nice people. Did he send you? Did he fucking send you? Look, I know a guy who breaks legs for a living. Maybe I'll call him instead of the police.
Look, miss, I get it, but that won't be necessary.
Oh yeah? Give me one good reason.
'Cause your ex is dead. He won't be bugging you anymore.
Of course he is. It was him, wasn't it? The guy who burned himself in the park. I didn't think it was real, but it's exactly like him.
Set himself on fire. Oh.
No, to make a big idiotic statement and scare the hell out of me at the same time. I suppose he's gone now. That's good, I guess.
Could you tell us what happened?
Fine, I guess. It doesn't matter now, does it? Amos used to be a good guy. An artist, creative, really Really funny. June loved him, but then he moved in with us, and then he started getting obsessive.
Jesus, this is textbook, isn't it?
No, it's not what you think. He never laid a finger on us. He started drawing pictures of us. It was sweet at first, but he wouldn't stop. Every scrap of paper, every surface, the walls, the floor, everything. I blamed that teacher of his.
Teacher? Like continuing ed?
Yeah, old Stan Bates around the block. Amos was fine before he started taking lessons with him. I mean, how crazy is it to draw obsessively and never stop for a break?
I don't know. I mean, don't you two have the same last name, or did I misinterpret that somehow? Sure is crazy, alright though. Guess.
Oh, look, I don't like that tone. June is fine. She isn't like him. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I guess he doesn't want to talk to us anymore, so I don't know. Does that mean that this guy somehow had the muse's power? But something that kind of confuses me so far, like, hasn't been clarified. Just like, does whoever have that power lose the ability to create?
Good evening to you.
That's how the muse made it sound, but...
Student? I'm no teacher. Who told you this?
A former lover of his. A woman named May Stein.
Wait, that...
Oh no, it was Bates and Stein. Never mind, it's two different things.
The budding little artist type?
For some reason, it registered in my mind at the same name.
I remember. Amos, huh? He gave me a different name when he came to see me.
What name could that have been?
What is there to tell? Like many young artists, he was struggling, trying to find inspiration. So he would come and speak to me. He spoke about his lover. He was quite smitten. I encouraged him to channel that love. We later spoke about his heartbreak after they separated. I encouraged him to channel that as well. I hope I did some good.
Some good? He set himself on fucking fire.
He channeled his feelings into a work of art. How many can say the same? I call that a triumph. This neighborhood needs more of that.
Setting yourself on fire is a triumph here. That's pretty much your immediate response.
Well, what would you call it?
I'd call it crazy.
I would hardly consider it a call for celebration.
Perhaps you were both correct. Perhaps it doesn't matter. Art speaks different words to different people, and the art of Amos spoke louder than most.
You said you knew May and her daughter.
I know the child. She walks down this block on her way home from school. She's shown me some of her pictures. Quite a budding talent. I'm happy to encourage her.
And the baker next door.
You mean Clay Chipman? I see him every morning. His shop is not exactly out of my way. He feels frustrated, often. He desires to say something, but all he knows is baking. As I always tell him, sometimes the artist doesn't choose the medium chooses you.
Anyone else you've spoken to, I wonder?
Anyone who chooses to speak with me. I'm usually here in this spot. I'm always willing to chat.
You'll become a muse, apparently, even though you're a guy.
I'm a... what?
I see it now. It is obvious, in retrospect.
What are you talking about?
The creative energy that surrounds this neighborhood. It centers around you.
Me? I'm nobody. Just a washed-up artist. My muse has left.
That is only partially true. You do not have a muse. You are a muse.
Are you insane? Or am I?
Well, that depends on the definition of insanity. Well, however this sounds, so I guess that would be the more sensible approach.
As an artist, I'm willing to believe anything.
An open mind and open eyes. That is all we ask. But perhaps we should discuss this off the street.
Yes, of course. Please, come in. You must be soaking. Well, here we are. Is something the matter?
Here we are in this completely empty place. How long did you say you lived here?
Some 30-odd years. Why?
30 years? And not even a single throw rug or novelty cup?
I admit, as I've gotten older, I've enjoyed life's little pleasures less and less. So I've sold a few things. Things that I no longer need.
Yes. A muse can inspire art, but cannot appreciate it.
For some reason.
I understand. I admit I have been feeling different. I just thought I was getting old.
Leave this in our hands. We will find a way to reverse this.
Wait, you want to cure me?
So I can enjoy those little things again? I mean, I guess that would be something he would seek.
That hardly matters, not in the grand scheme of things. Sure, I get no pleasure from a painting, or a book, or even food. But giving artists inspiration, artists like Amos, like June, like Clay, that gives me immense satisfaction.
People burning themselves gives me immense satisfaction, yeah.
Follow. Your power is out of your control.
Their deaths carry more meaning than their lives ever will.
Oh boy.
For years, I've seen the city turn its collective back on the art community, replacing us with bland corporate chains. Now we can reverse it. Go back to the way things were. And you want to stop it? I don't believe you want that. You can't want that. Let me prove it to you.
Okay then. It's something that's not really given any sort of preamble.
I have a simple question for you. May I ask it?
I don't know. Where is this place?
I've connected you to the creative energy of the universe.
See, that makes a lot of sense.
I always knew it was there, but I'm more aware of it now, thanks to you. Now, may I ask you my question?
I don't know. Where are you?
I'm part of the creative force that surrounds you. Now please, I've answered your question. Will you answer mine?
That's not very helpful. How do you want to know?
My question is simple. What are you feeling right now?
I don't know. Not really much of anything, honestly. That's the honest answer.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Pardon me if I seem skeptical. We are emotional beings. You must be feeling something.
Fine,
so
we.
I ask again, what are you feeling?
No, I'm afraid that was the correct answer, as far as I'm fucking concerned. I don't know why they just dismissed it completely. Alright, fuck, I don't know.
Yes, you do seem slightly tetchy. Could I ask why?
I don't know, my life was destroyed by a demon.
Sorry. You've suffered much, gone through so many changes. It must be difficult to make sense of it all. Anger can be a powerful source of energy, but you need to channel it. You cannot let it control you. You must dig deep, connect with it, bring it to the surface. This is the power of the creative force. It's the greatest gift we as humans are given, but it must be used. If ignored, it could do unimaginable harm.
I see harm immediately. Bring you out to a different vision, I guess. Question mark. Can we just graffiti Mercury into the rainbow letters into the wall? Alrighty then. And remember drawing this, looking at it says your teeth on edge, just like in Darkseid. Harry Mike Dawson. Is that secretly who we have really been this whole time? Oh hey. Then I hold the spray can, her eyes are locked into the orbs painted on the wall.
Split. Everything is split. The truth is, I do not know. Must I know everything? These two worlds cannot connect. So much empty space between them. So much.
That's like a meter tops.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Okay, I guess she doesn't know. Let's go to the worn wooden staircase leading upstairs, I guess. And look at this. Tiny stick figure, nothing but a scroll with a palpable sadness radiating off it. Well, if you say so. And looking out into an empty air shaft. Like, this is a segment that's gonna be particularly